Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to this day. Welcome to Hug Nation. Welcome to a Love Morning Love Ambassador meetup. What a great time of day to share some gratitude and remind ourselves who we want to be today. Gonna have a little bit of song to start the show. Do 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 do. If you got something to be grateful, I want to know. Do 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 do. It's so sunny outside, it is not gonna snow. Do 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 do. When we hear your gratitudes, our own hearts they grow. Do 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 do. Love morning to do. Love morning, do. Love morning. Yeah. Good morning. What are you feeling grateful for? I am grateful for a sweet, sweet farewell I just gave to my beloved Lisa. She just got picked up by an Uber to go to the airport to go lead a retreat for a week. We took a little walk this morning and I was really feeling gratitude that I have someone in my life that I will miss so much. I'm so grateful that I have something in my life so good that when it's not here, I miss it terribly and I long for it. I certainly don't need my heart to grow fonder. If my heart grows any fonder, I'm going to be crippled with mania. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning. Good to see you here. Would love to hear what anyone is grateful for, whether it is something grand and amazing or some little subtle thing. I'm grateful that I've got a plan to sit down with one of the owners of Lucid Adaptogen mushroom drinks, beverages, supplements, which I've been using for a year plus, drinking it. And they're going to be a sponsor of the Stay Sparked podcast. So we're going to sit down and record a few things together, and I cannot wait. Betsy and I are going to do that shortly. And grateful that I've been having some inspiration lately. Grateful that I hopefully am healing in my shoulder. I have a tendency when I get on a roll, especially with video editing, the way that the mouse movements have to be real specific with, frame by frame cuts and things. I start to get a knot, and it's so hard for me to stop once I'm it's oh, that's almost, it's almost, and and I start to feel my shoulder. I'm I need to stop moving. I need to stop mousing, and it is really hard to stop the momentum for me when I have it. And it's so hard to start the momentum when I don't. So many projects that I have written on my to-do list that hard to get started. But anyway, I am grateful that I believe I have not pushed it so far that it's going to be too much of a problem. I'm you know what that means, John? That means you got to really focus on doing stuff other than computer work today. I know. I am grateful. I'm grateful that I made some self-care choices in the last 48 hours where I have snoozed for 30 days some of the people that I follow on social media that I align with politically, that I appreciate their political perspectives, but that are posting so frequently that it disrupts my balance. So I'm doing an experiment where if I snooze them for 30 days, can I maintain my connection to the world without being, I don't want to put my head in the sand, but I also don't want to have this narrative that I live in a terrible world. There's aspects of the world that are terrible. And there's lots of suffering and injustice. So can I have that awareness, but not always have that awareness? Can I set that awareness aside for moments like this? For little vacations from the suffering narrative to the injustice narrative? Can I take a vacation and go, I have clean air to fill my lungs. I have delicious beverages. I am grateful that I have the luxury of and the privilege of growing old enough to have gray hair. I was mistaken for children's author Mo Willems this weekend, and there was a time in my life when the people said I looked like was like Chester from Linkin Park or Scott Weiland from Stone Temple Pilots. Both brilliant, extraordinary men are no longer with us. And you could certainly make the argument that my previous lifestyle was one that did not guarantee a chapter of old age. So as I am now a doppelganger for a gray-haired but very handsome older man, I am so grateful for the privilege of having a gray-haired chapter in my life. Sherry says, digging deep. Grateful for upper body good health and strength. Grateful for getting back into reading. Grateful for nature, birds, and flowers. Man, the crap really invades the cone, but I'm trying to stay present. I feel ya. I am grateful for I spent some time in the yard yesterday. It's amazing, like, how many times I've gone through our backyard canyon area and just picked up little bits of like plastic or trash. I found an arrow, which I've probably found half a dozen arrows. Some previous owner must have been into archery, or maybe he hunted humans for sport. I don't know, but there was arrows. And it was nice to be out in the sun and removing the obstacles to beauty. Good morning, Mingle. Good morning. I love you too. And speaking of removing obstacles, I saw an interview that Simon Sinek did with someone. I didn't catch the name of the person he was interviewing, but the interview was about techniques of happiness. And I really loved the perspective he had, which is, he said, start from the baseline assumption that your baseline is happiness. And then remove anything that's in the way. We tend to think of like, what do I need to do or get to make ourselves happy? But nothing makes you happy. Like, if you want something and you get it, you think that makes you happy. But the thing itself, it doesn't do anything. It's your belief that thing is what you want. And so if you believe that you don't have something, if you don't have something that you believe that you should have, then you can be unhappy. But if you can keep removing those beliefs and those assumptions and and have your expectations at a level that is lower, you can be happy. He explained it much better, but I like that idea. And I think gratitude is a huge part of that, is changing the focus from what you don't have to what you do. Removing or quieting the voices that are yelling at what is wrong and what you are missing and what you are not doing right or what is unfair, and amplifying the voices of appreciation, abundance, joy, and love. Anybody else want to share a little gratitude before we head out into our day? You can also take a moment to have a meeting with yourself and advise the kind of person that you want to be today. I'd like to be someone who is kind and gifting and appreciative and complimentary, patient, humble. I want to be someone who assumes good intent. I want to be someone who has a deep knowing that everyone is doing the best that they can. I want to practice self-care, treat this body with the preciousness that at some level I know it is, but so frequently I act in ways that do not treat it as such. So I'm going to try to do that. Good morning, Lisa. Lisa says, I love you too. Lisa 1 says, I'm grateful for such wonderful friends. Well, that sounds like a perfect way to head into a hug. Lisa also says, I want to make strangers smile today. Yeah. That reminds me, Lisa and I did a little walk this morning, and I saw a group of high school kids walking our neighborhood. I'd never seen that before. And so I made a point to say good morning. I said good morning to 5 neighbors this morning that I've never met. So, hey, I think that counts. That's the kind of person I want to be. And with that, wherever you are, give yourself a big old squeeze, appreciating this body, this precious living thing that gives us so many experiences and feelings and thoughts and sensations. And appreciating our relationships, appreciating this planet, this perfect window of temperature that allows for life and allows us to witness and be a part of it all. Let's take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of us here and all that might hear this recording, I love you. Happy Tuesday.